Hello everyone, my name is Steve Hanney with Aspenify. I'm here today to talk through the Conductor module as part of our Aspenify application suite. First of all, just log in with your email and password. You need to make sure and subscribe. You can do that through our website at www.aspenify.com, or you can have another colleague who may be already in a workspace within Aspenify send you an invite. So once you log in, you will be presented with the Conductor Dashboard. The Conductor module here at the top of the page on the left really is used for two items. One is your overall workspace dashboard to help coordinate all the various initiatives and content and projects you may be running. Plus, you have a community page which helps you build your teams and add new users to your workspace. Now, right now, I'm a workspace owner for this particular workspace called Restaurant Franchise. It is part of the Aspenify account. If I wish to change accounts, I can do that just by clicking Account List, and it will migrate me over to a specific account. Click on here, and now I'm in the other account. Click on here, and I'm in the Aspenify account. So this is a mechanism, if you will, to jump between different accounts that you may have access to within your overall community. Equally, within a specific account, you may have multiple workspaces. A workspace is effectively a sub-community within an account. So for example, we have a community focused on this restaurant example, a community focused on real estate, a community focused on operations, and then we have a demo sandbox for people to use both internally and externally. So these workspaces are very powerful because they are an isolated environment where you can add users, you can add community members, you can add playbooks, but be rest assured that the other workspaces cannot see into each other's workspaces. They effectively create a secure container for all of the information that you're using for that particular job or that particular activity. Notice also that if you have multiple workspaces or accounts, you can set a default so that when you log in, it will go straight to that particular workspace or account every single time. If you wish to manage an account, you can click on the account home, and it will now allow you to go in and look at each of the workspaces within your account, check the users, configure certain settings such as the logo, the name, the time zone, and the knowledge bank, which I'll come on to later. And then also it allows you to upgrade if you can, right? I'm actually at the highest level right now, so there will not be an upgrade option. So to get back, I just go back to the particular workspace that I have, hit the home button, click on Restaurant Franchise, and I'm back in the workspace that I started with. Very simple. This navigation aid at the top of the page is super powerful if you've got multiple clients, if you've got multiple groups, multiple teams, and you want to really flip back and forth, but you want to make sure that each workspace is secure from one another. That really gives you a very flexible option to manage various teams in a secure way across your organization or across your community. Now on the left-hand page, we have these various icons representing the modules within Aspenify. Right at the top you have the home button, then the community button within the Conductor, then we have the designer modules, the Navigator modules, and then a grayed out module called Exchange. The reason it's grayed out is this is actually a future capability that we're adding during the second half of next year. And there is a separate tutorial video on the designer, as well as a separate tutorial on the Navigator. So certainly be sure to check those out. So once you're in the dashboard, you have the ability to see an overall status. In this case, I have a red cup. It's telling me some activities have an issue, and indeed there is one running hot, let's say. If everything is good, you'll see a blue cup, and it will say all initiatives on track. And we have other status updates that we'll be adding over time. Equally, I can go into each of the components of the system now, whether it be individual initiatives, the community details, the playbook information on the right-hand side, or even the content. And a lot of these panels are actually active. So if I click on the active initiatives, you'll see I actually have 2 running. Equally, I can go over and I can take a look at the content just by clicking on the publish content, and it will show me the specific content that's available in the designer module. So this is a really handy navigation aid. If you get lost a little bit in the system and you want to find out where things are, you can just go back to your home page and then effectively click on the tile that you want to go access. In the middle of the page is an event stream that is effectively being fed live by the application as we're completing activities, adding users, adding content, and so on and so forth. So the whole objective here is to keep a finger on the pulse in terms of what's going on, and then be able to see how your colleagues and peers are working across the team. We really find this to be super powerful to make sure that everybody stays in touch with one another, and there's an easy way to kind of see what events are happening across the group. So the next part of the Conductor module is called the community section. And as I indicated before, when you log into a particular workspace, you have a specific community for that workspace. So when I click on this, I can see the various teams that are applicable to this workspace here, along with the various users. So in this case, I've got myself, Martin, Erica, Bill, Mike, and Jack. And I can add new team members very easily. Just click the plus, type in their name, and I can also assign a specific team for them to be part of. Let's say I can assign a recruitment team. I'm going to invite Paul Smith. His name is Paul at gmail.com, and I can send an invite off. So this is a pretty easy system to use, you know, I'm going to say he's a member of the recruitment team. Send off the invite, and now an email will be sent to that person if he hasn't got a subscription account. If he does have a subscription account, that person's name will be demonstrated when I type it in. So for example, if I'm adding a user that's already in the system, it will just pop it up. I can select member, hit the plus button, and that person will be added to that team. So why don't I go ahead and do that? Select a role, hit the plus button, and away we go. So under recruitment team now, if I click on it and I look at the people, I've got Mike added to it. So the team section on the left defines the various teams that are available. The users and roles section on the right defines who is on the system and then which specific teams they're part of. So if I click on Steve, myself, and I want to look at which teams I'm part of, I just go down and select the teams. If I want to see which teams Erica's in, I can do that. Likewise with Bill and Martin, etc. So it's very easy to kind of find out which teams members are part of, organize your teams into this hierarchical view, and be able to kind of visually show, you know, how the community is organized within the workspace. Now, one thing I haven't covered yet is this pane at the bottom. You'll see it's actually updating based on where my mouse is. This is actually your interactive help pane, and it will be updated with all of the help content as we go live. So you'll be able to use this as a way to kind of navigate through the system and get additional help. In addition, if you want further help, you can click on the help button, and it will have information around what's new, as well as user guides. So you can pop that up, and it will show the user guide information for the Conductor, the Designer, and the Navigator. And equally, there will be a series of tutorial videos that will cover everything from account setup to using the workspace, building communities, growing your content library, and so on. And that will be a kind of per topic tutorial, as opposed to this particular tutorial, which is for the module Conductor in its entirety. An additional feature in the product is ability to report issues. Just click on the report issue line in the help pane, and it will open up a window which you can use to type in the details, and then just hit submit. So I think that's about it. Just always kind of pay attention to which workspace you're in, and make sure that your default is set up so that you can log in straight to the workspace you're working in. Look at these icons at the top of the page as well, because they are context based. So wherever you are in the application, they will update based on what you're trying to do. In this case, you've got create teams and delete teams as an option. If I go over to roles, it says add or invite users. So it will update depending on which part of the application you're in as well. So definitely take care of that and take a look at that. The last thing is really the notifications panel. This panel will actually show notifications of what's going on within the workspace for you. It's another type of event stream. So if you're not on your main page, your main home page, you will start seeing these notifications popping up if you need to be alerted of something as well. So that's a pretty cool feature for you to take a look at. If you have any further questions, certainly reach out to us at Aspenify. You can connect with our website at www.aspenify.com. Thank you so much for taking the time out to learn our product. We really appreciate it. Be sure to check out our Designer and Navigator tutorials as well to complement this one. On behalf of Aspenify, thank you and have a wonderful day.